Collins, Aaron Cron, Christopher Davis, Trevor Fitzpatrick, Charles R. Hall Jr., Destiny Gerald, Joshua Keaton.
David Abrams. Is David Abrams here? David Abrams, 2197. Is called, has not appeared, and has things left to do, so there'll be a warrant for failure to appear. Christopher Collins, 24-1976. Collins is here. Thank you. He has done some community service since the last hearing, and is at Southern Hope. Okay, it's a very good report, Mr. Collins. Thank you for that and for doing some of your community service. Looks like you still have 3 days left to do.
Yeah, I finished. I finished the 2017, all that. Like I've been working out here when we was doing all that stuff.
Okay, so there's some other.
Yeah.
Because once you finish a file, then they will bring it out.
Yes, sir.
So you may have done some other work on past files.
Yep.
Okay. You're making progress on this, so we'll keep working on that and give you another date. So we'll be in January. I'm going to set it for January 13th. It's a little over a month from now. Keep doing what you're doing. January 13th, 9 o'clock.
Thank you.
You are.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Aaron Cron, 19288. Aaron Cron. His call has not appeared. Still has, did his community service, still has fine. He hasn't paid. So it'll be a warrant for failure to appear. Christopher Davis, 24885, 24253. Still have community service. You have paid your fine. Have you signed up for the driver intervention program?
Does want to talk to you about that. I'm on a probation period for my work, so I got 60 days. I can't miss a single day. But where I got Christmas vacation coming up, I was wondering if I could do it during Christmas vacation.
Yes, yeah, that would be fine. I'll give you some more time. Here's the problem. There's one program. There's a driver intervention program here in Lawrence County, but it's only offered certain times, and I know the next one is going to be in January. So you can go to any program approved by the state of Ohio.
All right.
And I don't know, the one here is not going to be offered over the Christmas holidays, but you go to, the bigger cities, I'm sure have multiple programs.
Right.
So if you want to go to one of those, the only thing about that is then you have to make sure they file the paperwork with the court. If you go to the local program, I know they will do that. They will report back to us and let us know that you completed it, and that has to be done. So I'll give you some more time. You got to get your community service done too.
Yes, sir.
So, Chris, if you got some vacation time and over Christmas holidays, that'd be a good time to get your community service done. You
Yes,
got
sir.
5 days to do it.
Yep.
And you can, what's your work schedule? You work?
I work Monday through Friday, 3 to 8. Sometimes I work from 3 to 1, sometimes from 3 to 3.
Okay, you can work Saturdays. We have community service here at the court every Saturday unless it's a holiday. So
Alrighty.
you got to get in here and get after and get some of that done. This is your first review hearing since you're Okay, so I'm gonna give you a couple months to get it done. So let's, I'll set it in February. That means if you want to go to the January one here locally, you can. I don't think there's anybody here today from the program. I don't see her. But if you want their contact information, go see Mr. Major and the probation officer, your probation officer. He'll have their number on how to get in touch with them.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to set your next review hearing for February the 7th. So I'm giving you 2 months. If you get everything done, you get the dip school and your community service done, you don't have to come back on February 7th.
All right.
Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, that's all. You're free
Thank
to go. Trevor Fitzpatrick, 23,232, 23,384, and Triton's not here. Benchmark for failure to appear, and he's got stuff left to do. Charles Hall Jr. is here. He's at the counseling center, and I already got a verbal report this morning that he's doing well.
Yes, Your Honor.
Very good.
He is, from what I understand, set to complete next week, and the plan is to go to Lawrence County Recovery
Yeah, Lawrence
for
County.
transitional.
Yeah, for transition. I ain't got nowhere to go, so they recommended that for me.
Okay, sober living place? for
Yes,
you?
sober living, sir.
Okay. All right, I think that's a good plan. Now you got community service to do.
Yeah, I believe that they will take me. I gotta get there and get my ducks in a row, you know what I mean, and put in the word that I'm court ordered. I'm pretty sure that I got community service here and for Ironton to do.
Okay,
And I was gonna see if I can work off my fine in community service too,
You can.
cause I'm waiting for my disability check and I ain't heard nothing back from it yet.
yeah, you can work extra community service.
So how many hours would that be? Could you tell me?
I don't know, a lot. Because you've got 60 hours of community service ordered straight. So
Yeah, I know.
You gotta get that done, then we'll worry about you working off your fines.
All right.
Your fine really, you got 195 on one case and 275 on the other, so what's that, around $500, so roughly 10 days, you know.
Okay. That ain't
Roughly
bad
10
at all.
days of extra community service.
All right.
So, you're doing well in your treatment, so that's, you know, that's a priority right now for you to get clean and stay clean, so
Yes,
you're
sir.
doing that, and I applaud it, so we'll work with you.
All right.
Fines and community service is kind of, that is the next level.
All right.
So,
So to get through this first?
keep working, well, now you're gonna have maybe a little more free time, and will you be in Ironton, is that where you're?
South Point.
South Point, okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, well, that would be just as convenient for you to get here as it would be to go to Ironton, so I prefer you do the community service here.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna set you in January. Keep tabs on you, let's make it, the 10th, January 10th. Okay, good job. January 10th, 9 a.m. Okay, Destiny Gerald is here, 23,595. Are you Ms. Gerald?
Yes, I have this paper from my community service. Would you like it?
Yes, Bale, come get it.
It's only an hour and a half. Like I said, I'm working 6 days a week and a little extra trying to get some Christmas money, but every day I can get a chance, I go do a little bit of it.
Okay, facing hunger food bank.
It's the food bank,
Is that
Mr.
one
Bank.
we accept?
Yeah, she showed it to me when she came through, Your Honor, and yes, it is one we do accept.
All right, very good. Can you pay anything on your phone?
I can, absolutely. I've got $30 for it.
30?
Yes.
Okay, I'll put you down for that. Keep working, and how's everything else going?
Good. Actually, I get to see my daughter for the first time today in 6
Nice to have
years.
your kids, and you're staying clean.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, Mr. Sowards tells me he checks up on you. too.
Oh, yeah, I seen him yesterday.
Okay. All right, good job. I'll set your next hearing. Does it matter what day of the week for your work schedule?
You don't do Mondays, do you? We can't do Mondays. Oh, Mondays are easier.
Mondays are better?
Yeah.
I'll make it the 13th, January 13th. 9 o'clock. See you the park.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Joshua Keaton. 20, 14, 57, 19, 29, 91, 19, 12, 32. And you have some community service we'll have to do. You've done one case that's been finished. You got another one that's, you have 2 days on.
Yeah, I've been working on the Saturdays.
Do you have a payment on your fines?
No, sir. I just started, I'm fortunate enough to lucky enough to do a job at UPS this past week, and this is my first week working, so I'm gonna start paying on my fines.
Okay. And when can you get the community service done?
I set it up with them, I've been coming every Saturday, I'll be here tomorrow with
Okay.
Josh, yeah.
Very good.
I had a quick question. I heard that you can offer, well, I don't have a license, but you can offer like a permit to go to and from community service or to and from work. Is that true, or how does that work?
Well, my position on it, and I did suspend you way back in 2019,
Yeah.
but that suspension's over. The suspension I gave you is over. So I don't give permits other than for my suspension. If I suspend you, then I'll give you a permit
Right.
under my suspension. But your suspension is for other stuff
Right.
that I didn't give you. So
Okay.
I'm not gonna give you a permit.
Yes, sir.
I'm already sure legally I could, so.
Yeah, I didn't know, I just had heard that. Sometimes that works.
Okay, your work schedule, what is it?
Monday through Friday, usually I run 3 to 11.
Oh, so you could come in the mornings?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Fridays would be the best.
January the 10th is your next hearing. 9 o'clock.
Thanks, sir.
You're welcome. Okay, that's it for Okay, that finishes the reviews. We only have one arraignment, so we'll just go ahead and call it. That's a new case.
State of Ohio versus Tommy L. Scarberry, case number TRC 242473.
All right, sir, you're Tommy Scarberry.
Yes, sir.
Let me explain your rights to you, which I usually do if we have a group all at once, but you're the only case. So you have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. If you choose to make statements, everything we say here is being recorded. It's all on the record. So if you admit something about your case, this prosecutor sitting right there, he's going to hear it. He can use it against you. You have a right to have a lawyer. You have a right to have one appointed if you can't afford one. You have a right to have bail and to make the state prove any charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand those things?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to go over the charges with you. You don't have to agree with them, but you need to understand what you're charged with. All right, the charge is that on November 22nd of this year at 9:32 p.m. in the village of Chesapeake, that you were operating a vehicle under the influence of alcohol or drugs and that you refused to take tests. That's a first-degree misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine, 3-year license suspension. There's a minimum penalty. The minimum is 3 days in a treatment program, a $375 fine, and a 6-month license suspension. That's the least you can get if you're found guilty. The state's alleging you refused to take any tests. You're also charged with, I'm assuming this is going the wrong way on a divided highway, is what it looks like. It's under the village ordinance in Chesapeake. That's a minor misdemeanor, maximum penalty is $150 fine. And there is a reckless operation charge. That's a minor misdemeanor, maximum penalty is $150 fine. And then the last charge is either having a tail light out or something on the rear of the vehicle is out. Either the tail light or the rear license plate light is alleged to be out. Also minor misdemeanor, maximum penalty is $150. Do you understand these charges?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand the rights like I explained to you?
Yes.
What plea do you wish to enter to these?
Not guilty?
You want a lawyer appointed to
Yes.
represent you? You have a job?
No.
You have any income?
I get paid every month.
Social Security,
Yeah.
that's your only income? I'll appoint Mr. Stratton to represent you. He's here, we'll get him, here he is. Mr. Stratton, this is Tommy Scarberry. ODI is the main charge, and they're a not guilty plea for him. And, let's see, when we're going to set this. So I understand you got some jury, you got a jury trial coming up here shortly?
Yeah, a couple of them.
Sound excited about it. Let's see.
23rd or after, Your Honor.
How about the 27th?
Yep, that'll work.
Okay, December 27th for a pretrial at 10 o'clock. Mr. Stratton,
Did you postpone?
meeting counsel.
No.
Mr. Scarberry can sign a $1,000 signature.
That's the sign right there.
Your Honor, I've got an issue here I want to address. This was transferred over from Mayor's Court
In Chesapeake,
in
yes.
Chesapeake, and they sent us his driver's license, which I don't think that that's done anymore, where they actually confiscate the license.
So we'll just make a record that it's being returned to Mr. Scarberry.
Yes, but we wanted to make sure he understood that because of the refusal, his license is
There is a
suspended.
suspension. So Mr. Stratton can advise you that under Ohio law, if you refuse to take tests, there's what's called an automatic license suspension. He can take it from there and explain to you what your options are.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll call.
All right, but as of now, December 27th will be the next hearing.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Okay, that's it for the arraignments we have. We may have some more at the jail. We're going to start pre-trial, so
You guys got a pre-trial, you can go on now, pre-trial.
State of Ohio versus Thomas Lewis, case number CRB 247051. Mr. Smith's case.
all right, this is Roger Smith's case. It's set for a pre-trial.
I think we were just here, I believe, a week ago. I filed discovery. It's been partially answered. I understand there are some photographs the deputy took. I don't have those. There's a possible McDonald's video that the deputy was looking to see if there was a video. I would ask for continuance to allow the state to get the rest of the discovery to me.
All right, I was told by one of the clerks this morning they were contacted by Children's Services, I believe, on this, it was this case, right?
It's also our understanding that, who's telephone?
The daughter's.
There's a protection order in place, and it's my understanding that the victim of this had her phone shut off, and I think that's one of the terms of a protection order, that the person responsible for paying for it, if they are the alleged offender, that they're not to do that.
Well, he didn't shut the phone off. He stopped paying the bill. She can. I don't have a job. He didn't have a job. He can't afford it. If she wants to pay the bill and renew it.
Well, it sounds like that's something that could be maybe more discussion.
It could be, you can talk, Judge, but on the underlying charge, I do need the discovery answered. I don't mind.
Is this something you need to discuss today? You want to have, come back on this?
Wouldn't hurt. I mean, she's a minor, so.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right,
You can recall this.
we'll recess this one to later in the docket. You guys talk about it further, and then we'll recall it when you're ready to discuss.
State of Ohio versus Jeffrey Speeder, case number TRC 241511, A and B.
This is Mr. Smith's case for pretrial. Jacob Spears.
It is, Judge. I have a report, if I may approach. I gave a copy to Mr. Hill.
reviewed the report from Family Medical Center. Were you expecting Mr. Spears to be here today?
I was, Judge, I think he's outpatient, I don't think he's inpatient.
That's what it looks like from the...
That's the way I'm reading the letter. He's
We're a
always,
little before 10, that's set for 10.
he's always shown up. If we can maybe recall this one also, I'll try to find out.
All right, case will be recalled.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Jacob M. Thompson, case number CRB 24740.
Mr. Smith's case for pretrial, Jacob Thompson.
Yeah, that's good. Do the continuance.
Judge, this is one, it's likely to be a 90-day continuance. He's agreed to get some anger management counseling. Mr. Hill and I agreed we should probably come back before 90 days, see how he's doing with counseling and monitor it. So if we could come back in 30 days so he can get established and give us a report.
Well, let's delve into it a little bit. Does he have
Yes,
a
sir.
place lined up where he's going to go, or?
Medical. How do you pay for medical services?
I'm still on insurance.
He's got private insurance, Judge. He's under his mother's health insurance policy.
Okay.
Yes. And
So
he's a Ohio-
OVP, can OVP do?
Well, there's also an indication that maybe there's some need for mental health attention also.
Okay.
That's fine. I think it's.
Mr. Dement, and this is a gentleman that has health insurance, so I know OVP can deal with that. Let's do a little assessment with her and see if that's going to work, and then come back.
Sure.
I'll set a hearing date to come back for review.
Don't leave, talk to her, we'll call you back up.
State of Ohio versus Jasmine Green, case number CRB 24700. Jasmine Green.
I'm here.
Oh,
And Your Honor, there is another case associated with this, Alicia Corrado.
All right, Mr. Smith is representing Ms. Green, and I did make a note she could appear by teleconference. She is appearing by teleconference.
State of Ohio versus Alicia Corrado, case number 24 CRB 701.
And she's appearing by video also, Your Honor.
Okay.
I think that the consensus, Judge, is that both parties would agree to a 90-day continuance. The state would agree to that. If there's no further problems, it will be dismissed upon payment of one court cost.
Yes, Your Honor. I think that's a good resolution of this matter.
We have an agreement as to who's going to pay the court costs.
I nominated Mr. Stratton's client.
Alicia, you okay with paying the court costs? Thought she was.
Ms. Coronado, are you there?
Where are each of them physically?
I don't know, but I know on mine, yes.
Are they going to be continuing to be a part?
You want to try to call her? She's not responding.
Yeah, we were texting this morning, Your Honor, so.
Okay, we'll talk with your client, we'll recall it when she's able to appear.
Is there anything else you guys needed from me, or
Who's speaking?
Is it Jasmine?
Jasmine Green?
Hey, no, I was telling the judge, I'd spoken with the prosecutor about kicking your case out 90 days, make sure there's no further problems.
Okay, let's go call her.
Okay.
This should be done before we get on the record in court. Your lawyer will call you, ma'am.
State of Ohio, this is an arraignment trial. State of Ohio versus Alicia J. Fell, case number CRA 24775 and CRD 202695.
Ma'am, are you Alicia J. Fell?
Yes, sir.
They'll bring you a copy of the charge that's been filed against you.
Thank you. Yeah, I haven't received it.
24775 is aggravated possession of drugs. It alleges that on December the 4th, Rome Township, you knowingly were in possession of hydrocodone, a Schedule II controlled substance that carries a maximum penalty of a year in jail, $2,500 fine. You also have another case from 2020, 2695 is a driving under suspension. It alleges that on December the 15th of 2020, you were driving while being under suspension. That's an unclassified misdemeanor, maximum penalty 500 hours community service, $1,000 fine. And it's alleged you had appeared back then and had a sentencing date of May 11th, 2021 that you didn't appear for. And warrants been outstanding since then. So, you have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. If you do make statements, it's on the record. It can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed. You have a right to bail, to make the state prove this charge beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you have the money to hire a lawyer?
No, sir.
Do you have any income?
No, sir, not at this time. I'm currently taking care of my mom.
All right, Mr. Stratton?
Yes, Your
I'm going to appoint you to represent Ms. Fell. She has a felony 5 possession of drugs and an old case for driving under suspension. And let's see, she's got a bond up with Mr. Sowers
Yes, sir.
and a Proctorville address.
Yes, sir.
What's the state's position on continuation of the bond?
We're not opposed to the bond continuing, but because of the circumstances and what's alleged here, we'd like to see Ms. Fell be assessed for some substance abuse treatment. And if she will do that, we will consider strongly leaving the case here and maybe even dismissing it later on if she'll stay in treatment and be successful.
Wonderful. Would that be in or outpatient, sir?
Well, you're going to have to talk to the counselors on that.
I understand.
They'll take everything into account.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Your Honor, she's agreeable to that.
Agreeable to that?
Yeah.
And does that mean I'm taking this?
We review the affidavit.
I'm just gonna kill the one.
Do you have children, ma'am?
Yes, sir, I do have 2, and
They're
that's...
in your custody?
Yes, sir, and I'm taking care of my mother as well. Her health has taken a dramatic turn since 2020, actually. And she was watching my children while I worked. I've worked since I was 16 until then. And I was on unemployment for 2 years, and thank goodness I was, because that's when her health dramatically took a turn, and it's still continuing to. And I can bring any type of proof you need for that.
But you're not employed?
That and that her health has decreased to the point to where I can't even allow her to watch my children by herself anymore, which is why I've worked always up until that point. And thank goodness I was on unemployment for those couple of years.
Do you have a medical card?
Yes, sir.
Ohio?
Yes, sir. And food stamps.
Who would you like to assess, sir, Your Honor?
And you live in Proctorville?
Yes, sir.
Private Drive 53, where's that?
Private Drive 53.
Yeah, I'm just trying to
Oh,
figure
it's
out physically where you...
Holiday Apartments.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Holiday Apartments.
Well, I think OVP could do it. That would be fairly close.
That would be wonderful. That's up by
There's a
Kroger.
facility there in Proctorville, and there's a representative here today I want you to talk to.
Yes.
Here's the thing, I mean, I'm going to let you try, maybe, unless they recommend otherwise, but the affidavit, I'm not too sure that outpatient's going to cut it for you. But we can try it.
Thank you for giving me the chance.
trying it because of your kids and the circumstances, but I want an agreement from you that if you continue to have these issues, inpatient's going to be,
Mandatory, I understand.
it's going to be the next step.
Yes, sir.
So there's an incentive
Thank
there.
you so much. Oh,
So
absolutely.
I want her to see Ms. Dement today. Let's come back pretty quick to see how things are going. When did you say your trials are scheduled for?
Yeah, Your Honor, I have two of them. The 9th and the 16th.
How about the 13th? Will you be finished with the one on the 9th by then?
Your Honor, I'll be out of town on the 13th. Kid stuff. But the 23rd or the date before that.
Well, let's switch lawyers then, because I want her to come back quicker. Let's
All
get
right.
Mr. Smith in here.
All right, yes, Your Honor.
I just don't think that time frame's going to work. Mr. Smith, I'm going to appoint you to represent this young lady.
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow. It didn't matter. Okay, so Mr. Smith, she has a possession felony charge and an old driving under suspension. I'm going to point you on all of them.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to try outpatient with ODP, which that's the presumption. I'm going to let her talk to Ms. Dement today. But I want her to come back pretty quick and get an assessment because the circumstances kind of indicate to me she may need inpatient.
Judge, the soonest time, I've got a trial Monday, I'm here the 13th, next Friday.
13th will work.
That work?
That's what the date I was looking for. Okay, so December 13th is going to be her next hearing. Preliminary hearing pretrial, she's got a bond up, so that bond's continued.
Thank you, Judge.
And I want her to see Ms. Dement. I think she's dealing with some other people right now, so she may have to wait a little bit.
Okay.
To talk with her. Okay. Do you understand what you need to do? You got to talk to this person. You got to get into ODP, get an assessment, and be back in a week, and I want to see what they tell me.
Okay,
And if things aren't working out, and you're agreeing, you're going to have to go inpatient.
thank you, sir. Thank you for
Okay.
giving me the chance, yes.
Just wait, no, I'll make sure she gets all of it, okay?
Okay.
Just a few minutes.
State of Ohio versus Gary E. Kazee, case number CRA 24776.
Sir, are you Gary Kazee?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Kazee, were you here when I've explained the rights defendants have?
Yes.
I can go over it again with you. If you
I'm fine.
understood it, then,
I understood.
okay.
Thank you, sir.
The bail's hand you a copy of a charge that you need to understand. This case alleges that on December the 4th, at Rome Township, you knowingly caused or tried to cause physical harm to Scott Kazee, and that he's either a member of your family or lives in your household. So that's a domestic violence charge. States allege you've got a prior conviction for domestic violence, so that makes this a felony of the 4th degree. Maximum penalty is 18 months in jail and a $5,000 fine. Do you understand the charge?
Yes.
Do you have the money to hire a lawyer?
No.
Do you wish to be considered for a court-appointed lawyer?
Yes.
All right, Well, there is a bond up, so Mr. Stratton, I can appoint you, but I guess only if if you can waive time, because you're not going to be available for quite a while, and he's got a felony. You want to talk to him about that?
Yes, when I speak to him.
Yes.
Can I see the court file, John?
Yes, we'll recall it and set bond and a hearing date, so we'll recall it.
State of Ohio versus Roland W. Highwood, case number CRB 24647. That's set for pretrial.
All right, Mr. Eaches is representing Mr. Cogley. It's set, this is the first pretrial.
Correct, Your Honor. Good morning. I have not had a chance really to speak to Mr. Heald much about this case, Your Honor. All that I know so far is there's a couple witness statements in the discovery. I'm aware that the defendant has given a written statement and one other witness that the state, just not in the state's possession. I'm sure Mr. Heald and I can work that out, Your Honor. I guess we'll come back for another pretrial.
All right, what's your schedule looking like? I'm probably going to set at 27th or after.
After, Your Honor. Do you have court on the 3rd?
January?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm sure we do. That's,
Is that okay with you?
You mentioned something, but I'll say something, like, if there's anything he needs, he can call you or whatever.
yes, that's Friday, January 3rd, we will be having court.
Yes, sir. That Monday works fine for me, the 6th, too, Your Honor. If you have a preference, I don't have a preference.
Oh, the 3rd would be better for the...
That's fine.
Okay, January 3rd. For a pretrial at 10 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Eaches, if there's anything that you need specifically, yeah, send it to Missy.
State of Ohio versus Thomas Lewis on recall, case number CRB 24751.
Mr. Smith's case.
Are they here? Yeah.
I think the state needs a little more time to speak.
Okay,
The
we'll
other
recall
side.
it later.
State of Ohio recalls Jacob Spears, case number TRC 241511, A and B.
Okay, Mr. Spears is here now. We have a report from Family Medical.
Yes, Judge. And it looks like he's just getting involved with family medical, so I would like to monitor it, come back at a date that's convenient for the court and the state.
January 13th.
That should be fine, just let me double check real quick.
Need a time waiver.
You said it's a Monday, yes, I'm here.
January the 13th will be the next hearing, pretrial, 10 o'clock.
State of Ohio versus Heather Krager, case number CRB 24104, CRB 19722.
Okay, so we need Mr. Morford in the courtroom. Heather Krager, 24104, 19742. Yes. She's at Hometown Recovery. Okay, she's good to report. One of the things I noted last time was the question mark whether to remove ankle monitor at this point. I'm looking for some,
I would love for my ankle monitor to be removed.
most people would.
I got a message this morning that after talking with probation, it was decided to leave her ankle monitor on.
Okay. All right, we'll look at it again next time you come back. January 3rd.
I checked, Judge, I've got a couple trials in January. I'm here then, Judge.
January 3rd will be the next hearing, 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Austin Hawthorne, case number CRA 2357, CRB 2358, CRB 2883, CRC 191305, and CRB 19393. Austin Hawthorne.
Mr. Hawthorne is at the counseling center. Yes.
Hey, Butch.
Okay, he's still there. He's transitioned to phase 3. He's working now, so good report. So we'll continue to monitor Austin and come back in another month. We'll do that January 3rd date.
Yes, that's fine, Judge, thank you.
January 3rd will be Mr. Hawthorne's next hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
State of Ohio recalled Alicia Corrado, case number 24 CRB 701, and State of Ohio versus Jasmine Green, case number CRB 24 700.
Your Honor, she was having problems with the audio on her laptop. Oh, she's got it now, okay.
All right.
Jasmine, are you still there?
I'm still here.
Okay,
Okay, good.
we should be good now.
So would you have an agreement about the 90 days?
Yep, 90 days, Your Honor. My client will pay the court costs. I think we also picked a date of March 7th, if that is good with the court.
Mr. Hill?
That suits us, Your Honor.
Okay.
I'd like for them to do this.
There's a time waiver.
There will
Both
be.
parties agree the cases can be continued to March 7th. There's no further problems, and one court cost is paid, which Ms. Coronado has agreed to pay.
Yes.
The cases will be dismissed.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, March 7th. No need to appear if the costs are paid and you don't have any further problems.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Thank you.
State of Ohio recalls Gary E. Kazee, case number CRA 24776.
Okay, we continue this shortly for a discussion on bonds.
That's fine.
Your Honor, we'll waive the time restraints for the felony and ask it to be set on the 23rd.
This case is up here now.
The alleged victim in this case, Your Honor, is a juvenile, 15, right? 15 years old. I believe he's at the juvenile detention center.
Yeah, well, he's in, right now he's in a mental facility up in Columbus.
Yes.
All right.
He was in the juvenile center, yes.
December 23rd will be the next hearing, be a preliminary. Bond is continued as posted. Mr. Stratton will be counsel for Mr. Kazee.
Your Honor, I don't necessarily think there should be any protection or anything here. He's got to deal with his son's mental health issues while he's in the hospital up there, which we believe all this came out of his mental health issues, so.
Mr. Hill.
Well, I think that we need to discuss is there anybody here on behalf of the victim? Are there any family members here? Until we know more, we would ask for a protection order.
Okay.
Where's the mother in this?
She abandoned him, that he lives with me. Actually, custody was through on me. I don't really have custody of him, but he was living with me. And everywhere he goes, he does this. So he's been in 10 different places in the last year, and I've got all CPS. Basically, they told me that I was the only one he had.
So we'll contact Children's Services.
Do you want to do that before we decide on protection order?
I'd like to, Your Honor. I want to make sure we get as close to the
All
time
right,
of
we'll
this.
recall this, and we'll let them call Children's Services,
Just have
and
a
then we'll decide whether there should be a protection order or not.
State of Ohio versus Christopher J. Blevins, case number CRB 2286, CRC 21595 A and B, CRA 21162, CRB 21165 A and B, CRB 19439.
Four more to do, huh? Four more to do. Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
He's done 6 hours, so it was that on file.
Okay.
He had 10 to do, so at least 4. And he has $60 to pay today.
Right. See the clerk, and I'd like for him to also, when we do this, let him take this and turn it in. Well, Mr. Cooper's gone, isn't he?
Yes.
Okay. I'll just follow up then. He can just see the clerk, and we'll have Mr. Major look at the community service once court's over. But are Fridays the best day for him to come back?
Fridays. Yeah.
Fridays?
Yes, it is.
January 17th.
Yes, that'll work.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Evan Gilliam, case number CRB 24655. Evan Gilliam.
Mr. Stratton's case set for pretrial.
I have not heard from Mr. Gilliam, Your Honor.
Okay, Evans set for a trial on the 28th, and now it's pre-trial today, or, yeah. State, you want a warrant issued on this?
I believe we need to, Your Honor.
All right, there'll be a bench warrant for failure to appear.
Yes, sir.
State of Ohio versus Darrell Levy McFan, case number CRV 24586.
Stratton's case set for pre-trial.
Your Honor, I spoke with the prosecutor a little bit earlier about this case. He wanted to speak with the alleged victim in this case before we had talked about its resolution, so.
Is Kimberly Fry here?
Yes. Yeah.
Come up here, please.
So just hold on 1 second, and we'll see what they say. So.
All right, Evan Gilliam, there was actually a bond, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I missed that before, so I'll notify Mr. Sowers. We'll need a bond forfeiture hearing. We'll make it the 16th, I think he already has some set for the 16th for bond forfeiture.
I don't think you need my presence there for that, do you?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
So they'll need to get there, should be a warrant issued today on Gilliam.
Okay.
Bond forfeiture December 16th.
Your Honor, I believe the prosecutor wants to set this in about a month and see how things are going.
Your Honor, I spoke with Ms. Fry, who's the mother of the alleged victim in this, and they all live in the same household together. And she tells me that this started as a conflict between her and Mr. McFan, and Hunter got involved in it a little bit. We're a little bit concerned just because apparently there was not a knife used, but Mr. McFan had a knife out, and jammed it into the countertop or something like that. And we just want to make sure that there aren't any ongoing problems. So we're not committing to a 90-day continuance with a dismissal at the end, but we want to make sure that things are going to be okay. And we understand Mr. McFan is going through some health issues as well. So hopefully there's not going to be any more violent outbursts in the home. And Ms. Fry says that I think maybe the young man also might have some emotional things too that he needs to work on, the juvenile. So that's where we are today. If they're willing to give us a time waiver, we're okay with moving it out a little bit.
Yes, Your Honor, it sounds like that would be acceptable.
Do we need him here at any hearing? Is he in public school?
Yeah.
Because, we could set it at, a lot of the schools are out till the 6th. I don't know if that's the case. Where does he go to school?
South Point.
Okay, I think they're probably out till the 6th. We can set it for the 3rd.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right, January 3rd will be the next hearing, be a pretrial at 10 o'clock.
So bring him with you, okay?
Okay. All right, okay. I think we'll resolve it that day.
State of Ohio versus Destiny Pratt, case number CRB 24520.
Stratton's case, set for pre-trial.
Your Honor, we just need to set this for a trial date.
Is there any discovery, anything that's outstanding?
I believe we have everything, Your Honor, so I don't believe there's anything outstanding.
Okay,
So-
now there was a jury demand, so do you want a jury on this?
We'll try it to the court, Your Honor.
Okay. Any preference for a date?
Anything after the 23rd, Your Honor. I'm good whenever you want to.
Mr. Hill, anything from the state?
It will be
Your witnesses?
Okay, so.
We're going to go ahead and set it for a trial.
Yes.
Has there been a discovery demand made?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Probably sometime in January.
That'll be okay with us.
Okay, is it third?
Yeah, the 3rd will be all right.
Third's good. Okay. January 3rd at noon. That's the trial.
That is, I mean, and I don't know for a fact, because I haven't talked to our potential witnesses, but January 3rd still being kind of in the holiday, we might have trouble having somebody not be able to get here, so we can set it and have to move it, or we could just set it for another date.
I'm okay with the 3rd, but if the court wants to set another date, we're fine with that too.
Okay, we can do the 6th, there's already pre-trial set for the 10th.
So you,
6th, okay? January the 6th. at noon.
yeah, you're right.
State of Ohio versus Don A. Rice III, case number CRB 24639.
Mr. Stratton's case is pre-trial. There is a bond up.
Your Honor, I don't know what Mr. Rice is, but if you would give me, if we can recall this, this is also associated with the 2 trials today in
Okay.
a roundabout way. So, let me call him.
Case will be recalled later in the docket.
I would like to know, Your Honor, though, if Melinda Rice and Victoria Hort are here.
Those cases set for trial.
They are. And this all happened on the same day, and facts are quite confusing, so I wanted everybody here on the same day to talk about it.
Yeah, we might have said it at noon, Your Honor.
But, yeah, the pre-trials was set for pre-trial today, on his case, so we'll recall it later.
State of Ohio versus Jerry A. Atkins, case number CRB 24640.
Jerry Atkins.
State of Ohio versus Shelley Atkins, case number CRB 24641.
Okay, do either of you have a lawyer? No? These are cross filings, of some sort, or?
Well, it was a letter that my supervisor from where I work submitted the last time we were here.
Okay, domestic violence on Mr. Atkins.
Jerry
Yeah.
Atkins is accused of assaulting Jacob Gregory, and Shelley Atkins is
So
accused
it's not against each other, so
No.
there's other people involved.
Are Jacob Gregory and Jaden Betts here? So, Your Honor, we had reached out at least 3 times to try to make contact with the alleged victims and have been unsuccessful.
There was, at least on Betts, the deputy did a return of service saying that he left a summons for today at the residence of Betts. Same thing on Jacob Gregory. He also was served with a summons for today by resident service.
I believe probably the best thing to do is to nolly these with the right to refile them.
Okay, so what that means, Mr. and Mrs. Atkins, the state's going to dismiss the case, but they're doing it with what lawyers call without prejudice. What that means is they have a right to refile it. So if they had a good reason, the victims for not showing up today, they could refile. That likely won't happen, but it could happen. So your case is dismissed at this point. If it gets refiled, you'll have to be served to let you know that it was refiled. But at this point, both cases are dismissed.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Kendall D. Bryant, case number CRB 24523.
Okay, my notes on this were this case was to be nollied today. The defendant does not have to appear. So the case will be nollied.
State of Ohio versus Gary L. Calico, case number TRC 24519, A, B, and C. It's an arrangement.
All right, this is, Mr. Gallagher's coming in on OBI. Prior conviction, looks like there was a review hearing on December 2nd. And it looks like there is now a filing that you did go to the dip school.
Yep.
Okay. I think that maybe wasn't in the file on December 2nd. Here, so it looks like you've completed everything.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And I'd like to formally apologize for not being here the second. I had wrote the wrong date down and only realized it when somebody from the court called me and said, hey, your name was just called.
Okay. All right. It looks like you completed everything, so this case is completed, and it should be, I don't know if there was anything sent in to the DMV at this point, probably not yet.
I'll find out.
Okay. So his suspension should be over also.
Okay.
Your case is completed, sir.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Monica Gibbs, case number CRA 24439. Monica Gibbs.
Yes, yes. It's Mr. Morford's case, set for preliminary hearing. Ms. Gibbs is at the council center.
Thank you.
Okay, it sounds like there's still things to be worked on.
Yeah. Monica, she's had ongoing health issues.
Bobby's supposed to tell me to go to bed tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay.
So the plan is to complete Monica soon. We're gonna set up outpatient for aftercare. Yes.
Okay? Mr. Moore?
Judge, I have no argument with TCC's plan. I believe it's right on target, and I can see some benefits from it.
Okay, another month?
Please. 3rd.
January 3rd. 10 o'clock will be the next hearing, January 3rd.
Your Honor, this is still a pending felony case, and it would have been our intention at this point to maybe try to resolve that part of it. We would be willing to amend it to a misdemeanor today if Ms. Gibbs were to plead guilty and then delay sentencing and continue to give her the motivation through this case to continue with her treatment with the threat of going to jail for a long time if she's not successful. We want her to continue to be successful and not go to jail. So if she's willing to do that today, if it's okay with the court, we'd like to at least take that step.
Do you understand what you're talking
So
about?
it'd be a misdemeanor, first-degree misdemeanor theft, that you'd be willing to amend it to?
Yes, Your Honor.
You will include the first misdemeanor, and then sentencing would be laid, and the state's recommendation would be in part based upon how you did at TCC.
Okay.
Is there, do you understand
Yeah,
that?
no, I understand it.
Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
Do you want to go outside and talk to the judge?
Yeah.
We'll recall the case if you have,
Okay.
want to talk to me.
Yes.
You want to go out
Yes.
and talk? Judge, do you mind recalling?
We'll recall it later in the docket.
Thank you. Go ahead. Yeah.
State of Ohio versus Kimberly McCann, case number CRA 24720.
Mr. Morford's case set for preliminary hearing. She's still at OEP.
They said I don't need to.
Yes. Okay, I'll order Ms. McCann to do a screening today.
State of Ohio versus David C. Atkins, case number TRC 242478, A and B.
This is for arraignment. Sir, you're David Christopher Atkins?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Atkins, were you here, or have you been here when I've arraigned other people and explained the rights of the defendant?
Yes, sir.
You understand those rights?
Yes, sir.
I'm happy to go over them again, you don't need
Yep.
that. The charge against you is that December the 1st, 2024, at 2:27 a.m., Rome Township, you were driving a vehicle while you were under the influence of alcohol.
Yes, sir.
State's alleging that you took a breath test and tested over 18 on a breath test, and that this would be the first offense within the look-back period, that you had a prior, but it was outside the look-back period.
Yes, sir, 1999.
The breath test, there's two numbers that are important on that. 8 is the per se level. I'm dropping one of the decimal points, so it's 0.8 actually, but 8 will just say 8. If the state can show compliance with the rules for giving the test, if you test 8 or higher, it's presumed that you were impaired.
Yes, sir.
The other number that's important is 17. A test score of 17 or higher is considered a high test, and it increases the minimum penalty. And they're saying you tested 18.4. So
What is, I mean, what is the score for that? I mean, what does the 18 represent?
That's what I'm about to
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
So it's considered a high test because it's more than 17.
Okay.
So that changes the minimum penalty. So our first offense, the maximum you face is 6 months in jail, a $1,075 fine, and a 3-year license suspension. That's the most the court can impose if you're found guilty.
Okay.
The minimum with a test score of 18 is 3 days in jail and 3 days in a treatment program. Both is the minimum. $375 fine and a 6-month license suspension. So the difference is, if you test 17 or higher, there's a mandatory 3-day jail sentence. That's the difference between a test score below 17 and one above 17. State's alleging that you tested 18.
What, I mean, what did I do to get the test of 18 is what I mean. I understand the blood alcohol test, but...
Yeah, that's the breath test. That you took the test and the test score was 18. So, the other offense you're charged with is failure to control your vehicle. That's a minor misdemeanor. There's no jail time on that. Maximum penalty is $150 fine. So there is a mandatory jail sentence on this case if you were to plead guilty. That's what I want to make sure you understood.
Okay.
You understand the charge and the possible penalties?
Yes, I do. I don't understand the test of 18. I know the blood test was
You
1
probably
point.
should talk to a lawyer then, because
Okay.
it is rather complicated.
I mean, what did I have to do that made that 18? Was it the breathalyzer test?
It was the breathalyzer.
Okay, all right.
Do you wish to have a court-appointed attorney?
No, I'll handle it. I did it. I'll do it.
Well,
I mean, unless you think I need one, unless I can do pro se or whatever.
well, it's up to you. I mean, that's your decision, but it's an important decision. This is a serious case, and there's mandatory jail. So if you have questions, and I didn't say this to you, but what I usually say to people is, if you are confused, if you don't understand what's going on, and I detect that somewhat on your part.
Yes, sir.
The safest plea you can always enter is not guilty. Talk to a lawyer. You can always change your plea later to guilty after you get a lot of your questions answered. But then the question is, do you qualify for a court-appointed attorney, or do you want to hire your own attorney? If you want to be considered for a court-appointed attorney, I have to ask you about your income.
Okay. Yeah.
You want to be considered for a court-appointed attorney?
Please.
Are you working?
Yes.
What do you do?
I install kitchen cabinets.
Are you paid a salary? You get paid by the hour?
By the hour.
How much per hour?
$22.
Well, if you're working full-time, you're probably not going to qualify, but how many hours a week do you work?
50.
Okay. So you're making over $50,000 a year, right, gross?
Yes, sir.
This is what I gotta go by. So you're not gonna qualify for a court-appointed attorney.
Okay,
I can give you time to hire an attorney, is that what you wanna do?
please.
How much time do you think you need?
A week?
Well, I was gonna give you more than that.
Okay, that's fine. My next question was, will I qualify for a work permit to drive to and from work?
Mr. Hill?
Your Honor, I just read between the lines what Mr. Atkins was saying, that maybe he felt like he wanted to go ahead and enter a plea of guilty on this. If I'm wrong, forgive me, but I'd be willing to kind of let the court and him know what the circumstances are. We feel like we have a pretty good case, if that's appropriate at this time. And then maybe he could judge whether he actually wanted to enter a guilty plea or not.
Well, I think he had questions about the breath test for that.
I just didn't understand what the 18 meant. I didn't know there was two different
Well,
scores.
it's a sliding scale, and the more alcohol supposedly it's in your breath, and the higher the score is going to be. So
Right, but I thought that was represent the 1.6. I thought, or 0.16 is what I thought represented that. I'm sorry.
1.7.
Oh, okay.
A test score above 1.7 is considered.
Oh, okay. I got you. I thought it was 1.6. Okay, I'm sorry.
1.7. So 1.7 is the level for a high test score, and they're saying you're 18.
Okay.
So the minimum you can get is 3 days. If you enter a guilty plea, is 3 days in jail and a 3-day driver intervention program, which you have to go stay for 3 days, and it's
right.
And it costs some money.
Yes, sir.
It's not cheap. So those are the consequences of the minimum that you would get. So it's up to you. I didn't mean to talk you out of entering a guilty plea, but you seem to have questions, so.
Well, no, you all just answered it. Yeah, I just didn't understand that meant the same thing as the 0.17 or 0.18.
So how do you want to proceed? I'm happy to set it out. You can go talk to a lawyer, or you can enter a plea today, but I wanted it to be a knowing plea, knowing what you're getting into.
I mean, if I plead today, am I looking at the minimums? Or?
Do you mind if I make a
Go ahead.
recommendation? Here's what I'm looking at. First of all, in reviewing the facts of the case, it appears that we have a good case. It was a one vehicle crash. The field sobriety tests were not good. He admitted to drinking. It was past 2 o'clock in the morning. So I felt like we had a pretty good case. Now, it's a high score, 0.184, and that would require jail time. I know what, from my younger days in life, what .184 is like, and it's pretty drunk, and sometimes a guy gets to be a little bit older, and maybe he's tired of that, doesn't want to be drunk like that in the future, and maybe could benefit by going through some treatment.
Yes, sir. I haven't even been out that late in 20 years.
Okay, but anyway.
No, I understand.
That's what I was looking at, that maybe if he entered a guilty plea, we could delay sentencing, if you go through some counseling, there's plenty of counselors here, and then we would look at what we would recommend as the sentence at a later date if he was successful in going to treatment.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, so I'm reading between the lines that the state may be willing to not insist on the 3-day jail sentence if you go do some counseling and come back.
Okay.
And convince everyone that this isn't going to happen anymore.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so what plea do you wish to enter today?
I have to enter guilty, right, for that? Guilty.
All right. And you understand that means you're admitting the charges are true?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll accept your guilty plea. I'm going to delay sentencing. Now, do you have health insurance through your employment?
Not yet.
How do you pay for services?
Cash.
You have to pay yourself? Okay.
Yes.
Well, you're going to have to go get some counseling. There's plenty of agencies that do it, but most of them either most of the people we see either have Medicaid, or if they have health insurance, there's only a few places that actually there's a lot more places that take Medicaid than take health insurance. So, but I'm sure they'll all take cash if you want to pay, but
Okay.
you're going to have to pay for the counseling.
Depending on how long it is, I can get some health insurance before then.
Okay, well, I'll leave that up to you, but there's several agencies here locally.
Okay.
That do substance use counseling, which with alcohol is a substance. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to delay sentencing. I'll give you a chance to go get an assessment, come back, and I need a report as to what you're doing. And then, you know, if we're convinced that this has been a serious attempt to get at the root of this problem, it's not going to happen anymore, then we'll let the prosecutor make a recommendation.
Okay.
But it's going to be down the road some.
Okay.
Okay? So I'll let you sign a signature bond since you showed up on your own. What that means is you're going to sign a piece of paper that says, I promise to come to court when I'm ordered to.
Okay.
And if I don't show up, then I'll have to pay $1,500 as a penalty. So just come to court, you don't have to pay any money. So that's your own recognizance.
Thank you, sir.
So let's set up a hearing for you to come back. What's the best day, Mondays or Fridays, for you to come back for court hearings?
Will I be able to get a driving permit for work during all this?
After 15 days, I can give you a permit.
After 15 days,
There's
okay.
a 15-day hard suspension, so I'll give it to you today. That will be effective December the 16th. You can have driving privileges after that with, you did have insurance. Let's see. Mondays or Fridays?
Whatever's best for you,
Doesn't
sir.
matter.
Monday's fine.
I'm going to set it for December 27th. That gives you 3 weeks, 21 days.
And can I get the information about the counseling here? Like who to talk to or?
Yeah, there's several folks here. Taylor, you want to talk with me? All right. Bethesda will talk to you about
Okay. And December 27th at what time, sir? I'm sorry.
10 o'clock for sentencing. And you can see Mr. Major, he's actually working security today, but he's who would get you your driving permit effective December 16th.
Mr. Major?
Yes, sir. And Taylor can help you with that. She just walked out in the lobby.
Okay.
And that's only going to be for employment and emergency things. It's not
The
like-
driving permit, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
you can't
that's all I
drive
need.
willy-nilly for whatever.
Right, no, I understand, I understand.
So coming to court, counseling, those sorts of things, I'll allow you to drive.
Okay.
While you get the permit. Okay, any questions?
No, sir.
All right, see you on the 27th at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Talk to those 2 people and then you're free to go.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, I'll waive those on Fantastic.
Okay, we have some hearings to do at the jail by teleconference.
State of Ohio versus Belinda Fuller, case number CRB 24624, CRB 21753.
Mr. Stratton is Ms. Fuller's attorney, and she was taken into custody yesterday for some problems in treatment.
Yeah.
Yes, Your Honor. I was contacted earlier this week saying that there was issues with her disrupting some, the treatment facility, and then they wanted me to talk to her yesterday, and then I was informed that the night before they had a problem with her at a group. And as talking to her, she kept saying, I don't know why I'm doing 6 months in rehab when I can only do, I can do the 30 days in jail, and was showing that she was not going to cooperate with the treatment center, so I took her into custody.
Mr. Stratton.
Your Honor, as we're fully aware with Ms. Fuller, sometimes she lets things overwhelm her and she kind of acts out. She is much better today. I spoke to her this morning. She is willing to go back to treatment. They'll take her back. She's very calm today.
Okay, so now she was at Hope Source? Is that
I
right?
believe so.
Hope Source?
She was, Your Honor, yes.
And will they take her back?
I believe they probably would, Your Honor, but there's nobody here with them representing them today.
Okay, so, Ms. Fuller, if you go back to Hope Source, are you gonna mind your manners?
Oh, I think she's muted, Your Honor.
Looks like the opposite.
Let's see.
Okay, sir, yes, I will.
Okay, one thing you need to remember, unless you really do want to go to jail,
No, sir.
is that the option is you go to jail if you're not, you can't go there and tell them what you're going to do and what you're not going to do and talk with other people who are trying to get clean. I mean, I'm not going to let you disrupt the whole place because you get upset about something. The option is to go to jail. So you got a little taste of it today, and no one said you were going to get 60 days. That you could.
She was saying 30 days, Your Honor, but
30 days.
yeah. Well,
No one said you were going to get 30 days. I think you've got a first-degree misdemeanor, so you can get more than that.
This is in jail.
Do you want to mention that?
Your Honor,
Yes.
this case was scheduled for the 16th, 10 days from now, and we had discussed the fact that we needed a plea or tell us she wants a trial at that time. So since she's back before the court a little bit earlier, I don't know if her lawyer's ready to deal with this or not, but we would make a special condition on this today if she were to plead guilty to the resisting arrest and delay the sentencing with the potential of getting 6 months in jail if she's not successful in treatment, then we would agree to dismiss the paraphernalia charge and the disorderly conduct charge.
Do you hear that?
Yes, sir.
You okay with that?
Yes, sir.
All right, Your Honor, we'll plead guilty to the resisting arrest.
Okay, let's get the right case number.
Your Honor, if I may, too, she had an ankle monitor on that I had to remove when I took her to jail. So I don't know if you want to place that back on her or not.
State's saying yes.
Out of abundance of caution, particularly because of her outburst yesterday, we want her to be successful. And if that helps her, then all the better.
Yeah, we're fine with that, Your Honor.
The problem is going to be whether we can get one today.
Whether we get one today and whether Hope Source can pick her up today, I don't know. I haven't contacted them to even verify. But my understanding yesterday was they were willing to work with her, but I haven't contacted anybody today to see if they take her back.
Do we want to call them first before we conclude things?
Let's do that.
And also maybe check on whether there's an ankle monitor available.
All
All right, we'll recall this later in the document.
All right, yes, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus Leslie A. Hammond at the Lawrence County Jail, case number CRB 24777. Brian Marksberry is on deck.
What's that? That wasn't a doctor.
Ma'am, are you Leslie Hammond? Can you hear me, Miss Hammond?
Yes.
You are Leslie?
Yes.
I'm Judge Capper at the Lawrence County Municipal Court, and this is an arraignment hearing for you. What you say is all on the record. It's being recorded. It can be used against you, so you have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. You do make statements that are on the record. You have a right to have a lawyer, have one appointed. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I'm hearing fine.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and appoint her a lawyer. I think there's some issues here. Mr. Smith, I'll appoint you.
Yes, sir.
I get it. I literally get it.
Not guilty plea is entered for her.
Thank you, Judge.
I'd ask for you to look at this one immediately. Is there somebody here that's her family, or
Should be.
you want to come up and talk with the prosecutor? You can talk to Mr. Smith too. But there's some mental health issues going on, I believe.
Yes. Listen.
So, Your Honor, I've spoken with family here, and they agree that there needs to be an intervention, and that Ms. Hammond has not been on prescribed medications for a long time, and big problems have arisen. So they feel like there needs to be a residential type placement.
Well, is it solely mental health? Is there substances involved? What's both?
Not sure.
Your Honor, we had an issue with her in Flatwoods, Kentucky about this time last year. The police officers, as well as the hospital, all said that it's a remnants of bath salts. We can't confirm it, but yes, she does have a problem with alcohol as well. She likes to drink and drive.
Okay.
She does have a small child, but he is with his father in Kentucky. They're not together at all.
Does she have a medical card in Kentucky?
I believe she does.
Okay. Well, Art Belfont would be a possibility.
That's what I was thinking, Judge.
We've done the KDMC before, and she wasn't in there very long, and we'll back out, and then she went in yesterday to KDMC, and they was going to put a 72-hour hold on her. Somehow she convinced them that she'd go see a therapist and get back on medication, and by last night, this was an outbreak.
Okay, why don't we let you call down, talk to her, talk to these folks.
Thank you, yes.
See what we can get done. So we're gonna have you back on the record here after you talk with your lawyer, Ms. Hammond.
That part of the court file, Judge.
Yes.
State of Ohio versus Brian Marksberry, Lawrence County Jail, case number CRV 2459, CRV 24695, CRA 24362. It's Amber Smith is on deck.
Marksberry. Is Mr. Smith's case set for pre-trial?
Which one is this?
That's the one I understand. Down Iowa.
Yeah, but I mean, which case are we talking?
Marksberry. That's super.
That's the one?
Yep. All right, a report.
Okay.
This is another one I had for Dr. Vaughn.
All right. How do you wish to proceed, Mr. Smith?
All right.
We were here just Monday. And it's at one of the cases where his girlfriend it was a cross-filing, and I believe that it was continued 9 days on that case, and then he had 2 previous charges that we're still working on, and with the goal of having those dismissed at a later date if he completed successfully his treatment. He was supposed to be getting anger management, so I'm not sure if he's even got a intention of going back to any place, or if he wants to try another place. I don't know. Evidently, Mr. Marksberry, when did you go to jail?
It was Tuesday.
Tuesday?
Yeah, it's bad. Miss Hager brought me some things over to the hometown office, and some things I need she brought to me.
Okay. Well, I mean, you guys don't have protection orders against each other. I mean, but the thing is that the hometown has discharged you.
Right, yeah. So what it was that when she came over, I was literally 50 feet from the hometown office door. It was cold that day, so I jumped in the passenger seat with her in my car, and we just talked for a few minutes, and then they come over and said that they were going to discharge me all of a sudden.
All right. Well, they have discharged you. I mean, that's past now.
Correct.
So
yeah.
Can't unscramble the egg on that one. We just need to find what to do with you now.
Right.
Can I call? Hold on, Mr. Marksberry. Let's recall this. I want to call down and talk to him and see what we can.
All right, this case will be recalled later in the day.
State of Ohio versus Amber Smith, case number CRA 24773, CRB 24774 at Lawrence County Jail.
I'm here, Amber Smith. I'm Judge Capper at the Lawrence County Municipal Court in Chesapeake. This is going to be your arraignment hearing, and the purpose of this is to tell you what charges are that you're facing, appoint counsel, that sort of thing. But everything you say here is on the record, so you have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed if you can't afford one, to have bail, and to make the state prove any charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand those things? Well, do you have questions you want to ask before we get started? I'm going to explain the charges that you have against you. Are you ready for that? Yes? You have to answer. Okay, case number 24773 is aggravated possession of drugs. And it alleges that on December the 4th, in Fayette Township, you knowingly were in possession of methamphetamine. That's a Schedule II controlled substance. Maximum penalty for that is a year in jail, $2,500 fine. 24774 alleges that December the 4th in Fayette Township, you tried to deprive Walmart of property without their consent. First degree misdemeanor, maximum penalty 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. And then it's alleged that you've got an old case that you have a warrant for where you hadn't appeared. That's case number 22430. And it alleges that on June 15th of 2022, you purposely deprived Goodwill of property without their consent. That's also a misdemeanor theft offense. Maximum penalty 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine, and it's alleged you didn't show up for an arraignment here on July 25th, 2022, and a warrant has been outstanding for you since then. Do you understand these charges?
Yes.
You have the money to hire a lawyer? You have a job? No?
No.
I'll appoint Mr. Morford to represent you. Where have you been living? Do you have a place to live?
I do.
In Hurricane?
No, I haven't.
And I think these charges have a Hurricane address, so that's not right.
I live in Huntington,
What's your address in Huntington?
4628 Hughes Beach Road.
4628
4628, yes.
Hughes Branch. You have kids?
I do.
Are they with you?
No, sir.
Okay. State's position on bond for Ms. Smith.
If Ms. Smith would agree to be assessed for treatment for substance abuse, we would not be opposed to an OR bond to let her go someplace for treatment if that's what's indicated.
And I'm going to, well, should ask the question. Do you have a West Virginia medical card?
I'm not for sure.
Okay, have you ever had one?
Yes,
You're just not sure if it's still active, is that what you're saying?
I'm not sure of that. It might be, that's for sure.
Okay. Well, that kind of limits us to OBP, probably. Is Ms. Dement still here? Unless someone else wants to talk with her.
It's my understanding that she is a candidate for QRT as well.
Yes, Your Honor. I went to the jail and tried to speak with her yesterday, so if she's interested in talking to me today, I'm happy to talk to her about it.
Okay. So that would be a program where you would get diverted out of the court system, or could be diverted. Now, one thing you need to understand, she has an old case where she didn't show up on before.
Yeah.
And it was a theft.
And of course, you know, that we would want to take that into account too. We're not suggesting necessarily that the charges be dismissed immediately to QRT, particularly because there's 2 theft charges that will need to be resolved.
This lady is a West Virginia resident, West Virginia Medicaid. Well, she's not sure it's still active, but she's had the West Virginia Medicaid before. It looks like she needs inpatient treatment.
Okay.
I don't know if she's
Amber
willing to
Spears.
admit that.
Is that her name?
Smith.
Amber Smith.
Smith.
You want to call down and talk with her, and Mr. Morford, you the same, and then we'll deal with it later.
Okay.
Will do, Judge. Thank you.
Figure out how we're going to go forward. So you're going to have some people calling to talk to you. You need to be cooperative, and I'll have you back on the record after that happens.
I have 4 thoughts.
You may.
Thank you.
State of Ohio
It's been useless.
versus Shane A. Davis at the Lawrence County Jail, case number CRA 24778, A and B.
Sir, are you Shane Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Davis, I'm Judge Capper at the Lawrence County Municipal Court in Chesapeake. This is your arraignment hearing. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything, but if you do make statements, what you say is on the record and can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed if you can't afford one. You have a right to bail and to make the state prove the charges against you beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand those things?
Yes.
778A alleges that on December the 5th, 2024, in Perry Township, you knowingly caused or created a risk of serious physical harm to Sherry Manning, that she's a member of your family or household, and that you did this by strangulation. So that's a felony of the 4th degree, maximum penalty, 18 months in jail, $5,000 fine. 778B alleges that December the 5th, it's just another count of domestic violence. It's alleged to be a felony because of a prior conviction for domestic violence. Same possible penalty as the first charge. Do you understand the 2 charges filed against you?
Not really, but
2 charges of domestic violence. And one, they're saying that it's a felony because you tried to strangle this person, and the other, they're saying it's a felony because you've got a prior conviction for domestic violence.
prior conviction for
Domestic violence.
never. That I know of, I don't understand that at all.
Okay.
It was self-defense.
Sir. You don't have to understand it, or you don't have to agree with it, you just have to understand it. They may be totally wrong. The state has to prove those things. That's what they're saying they're going to prove. Do you understand that?
Okay.
Do you have the money to hire a lawyer?
No.
Do you have a job?
No.
Mr. Smith, I'll appoint you. Okay, I've appointed you a lawyer, Roger Smith. What's the state's position on bond for Mr. Davis? And I've got an address in Ironton for you, North 2nd Street, is that right?
That's right.
State requests a $5,000 cash or surety bond.
So, and this lady, I believe, is your sister, is that correct? Sherry is your sister?
She is my sister, yes.
Okay, so you don't live under the same roof?
No.
Is there any criminal history on Mr. Davis?
I don't have it in the file right this minute, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to set it at 2,000 cash or surety with an order, I'm assuming, to stay away.
Yes, Your Honor. Without objection, Judge. You have no reason to be around your sister, do you?
No.
I'm going to urge you to stay away from her, don't contact her, don't post anything about her while this case is pending. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Can you post a bond?
I'm not sure, but
It's probably going to be $200, $250 if you get a bondsman to get out.
possibly, I guess, maybe. Honestly, it's Christmas, I'm not 100% sure of that, but.
Judge, if we need to, I'm here next Friday, just in case he doesn't post the bond, we could.
Okay, I'm going to set your next hearing for December the 13th, a week from today. And you got to be at the court in Chesapeake. You know where that is?
Yeah.
County Road 1, on County Road 1.
Yeah, okay.
If you post that bond, what's a good cell phone number I can get a hold of you?
You have my number? I don't know my number.
Well, maybe, let's do it this way. Okay, let's do it this way. If the deputy's here, take down my number. If you get out, give me a call, okay?
Okay.
It's Roger Smith, it's 697-2400.
304 area.
Yes, 304, yes. 304-697-2400. Mr. Davis, if you get out, call me. If I don't hear from you by the middle of the week, I'll come up to jail. We'll talk up there in private.
Okay.
Okay.
Any questions, Mr. Davis? All right, December 13th, a week from today, is your next hearing.
Thank you, Judge.
What? Sherry Mannon, M-A-N-N-O-N. S-H-E-R-R-I. Mannon.
State of Ohio versus Scott Taylor, case number TRC 24-1941.
Mr. Morford's case. Sentence.
You want to withdraw your plea?
I've got a letter from OVP dated December 4 saying he's readmitted himself to outpatient care at their office with another visit scheduled for December the 11th.
Judge, do you have a copy of a graduation certificate from OVP?
I do not.
May I approach?
Yes.
Is this mine?
Yes, sir. Judge, he's indicated he wants to change his plea. I had a lengthy discussion with him yesterday, and he reaffirmed that just a minute ago. He apparently has been speaking to somebody in Columbus, and that somebody is a different opinion of mine with regard to the evidence and the probability that Mr. Hill will get a conviction. I don't know if he's going to hire somebody or what. He didn't inform me about that. But I can tell you that his decision to ask you to change his plea was based on a conversation with somebody in Columbus.
Mr. Hill?
I don't recall that we'd had a discussion about him changing his plea. I mean, he had pled guilty on October 25th, I believe.
Right.
And I don't know whether the court had addressed that and allowed him to change his plea previously.
Yeah, I'd set it for sentencing.
And the thing about it is that apparently he's doing really well in treatment. And, you know, this is the kind of case that if we prove this time, he's got such a record, we want him in the jail for a long time.
Well, it looks like it could have been filed as a felony to me. He's got prior convictions in 2021, 2022, 2022, 2022.
Well, they were all, not all of them, but most of them were physical control. Because what ends up happening is he's sitting in a parking lot somewhere, drunk.
Okay.
And we don't want that anymore, especially if he's got to take care of his mom. You know, and so we're just happy that he's on the path he's on now. I don't want a tragedy.
I'm done with it. Like I said, and told Mr. Morford, I spent 40 days of my life in OVP. You know, I've got notes here. I relapsed.
I'll set it for trial.
Okay, I relapsed and drank 3 beers.
December 30th, it'll be set for trial at noon.
Okay, you need to make an appointment, get in, see me before then, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
State of Ohio versus Reginald Shear, case number TRC 24763, A, B, C, and D.
This is Mr. Smith's case. Mr. Shearer is at the VA.
Yeah, Judge, he's at the VA, he's still at the VA. correct?
Yes.
He's still at the VA.
Have an appointment today.
I did not give an update, but no, Mr. Shearer, I trust he's doing well. I don't know if Amanda Rayburn maybe could update us.
She usually texts me, but I haven't heard
Oh.
anything today.
He's got an appointment at noon today, Judge, out at the VA.
Okay. All right, well, let's just continue it, and I'll ask
Okay.
for a report in the intervening time.
Okay.
January?
Yes, Judge. You have a date in mind in January that?
Yeah. Day you prefer?
Probably, I'm here January 17th, and...
That's fine, 17th.
Okay.
January 17th for sentencing. Texting this regular again.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm calling about Social Security. Because of health issues.
I wrote that other date down too. Thank you, Judge.
Next on our recall is Thomas Lewis, case number CRV 24751.
I've already heard back, she says he's compliant.
Oh, good. Judge, the issue, we recalled it, there's an issue about his daughter's telephone. He stopped making payments. Apparently, DL McWhorter, Matthew McWhorter is addressing this issue. I'm not sure what's going on with the phone, but I think the appropriate venue would be to file contempt in front of Judge McWhorter, or Matthew McWhorter, if that's the issue with the phone. I'm not sure how that plays into the criminal charge against him. There's a protection order. He's staying away. He's not violated his bond, to my knowledge, so I don't know where the phone really plays into this. That's why we took the break earlier, to have the prosecutor talk to the alleged about this telephone
Is there
situation.
something scheduled before magistrate?
When do you see Mr. Porter?
That's a civil protection order hearing, and apparently, and I don't know because I wasn't there and I don't have a record of it, but I'm told that it was specifically discussed about maintaining the phone. And so it may be a violation of the protection order, but we're going to let law enforcement look into that.
One thing I'm going through, actually looking at the protection order issued by this court. And looking for the protected person. Is it T. Lewis? That's him, isn't it?
Tommy Lynn is the daughter, so it's same
Okay,
initial.
so T. Lewis is the...
Yes.
One of the things, this is paragraph 2 on the third page. Defendants shall not interfere with the protected person's right to occupy any residence by canceling utilities or insurance or interrupting telecommunications services, mail delivery, or the delivery of any other documents or items. I'm not sure that I don't know. It doesn't say mobile phones or anything like that, you know. I don't know how that interferes with their right to occupy the residence.
I don't, did you want to address the phone?
Yes,
Just
Your Honor,
the phone,
may I
David.
address the phone, Your Honor? We were in court after this.
No, I don't want to hear from you.
Okay.
Let
Okay.
through your lawyer.
Yes, Your Honor.
Judge, I think the appropriate venue would be for Matthew McWhorter if he has an order, a civil protection order that's specifically mentioned. They go Tuesday, Judge, he says to, on the 10th, see match protection for the
I'm just
protection.
looking over this order. to see-
Sure.
I'm going to say it's not specifically addressed. I think that one paragraph would be the closest thing, but it says for the purpose of protecting the person's right to occupy the residence. So I don't know how her having a cell phone does anything to her right to occupy the residence. So take it up in the civil.
He will do that Tuesday, Judge. He will speak to Matthew McWhorter about that.
Okay, now, So we just need to set another pretrial here?
Yes, Judge, we do,
Any
please.
other issues we do need to deal with?
We, as I mentioned earlier, I've got discovery, I'm still waiting for the deputy to get the prosecutor photos he took of the alleged injuries. He was also going to check on the McDonald's video, but I understand the state does not have that. They're waiting for Deputy Orsbon to get that to him, so I'll need time to look at that once the deputy gets that to the prosecutor. So if we come back that 17th date maybe,
17th of January?
or the 13th, I can do the 13th. Well, December's pretty well booked up. I might have early date, let's see.
And this is, I don't know if this is a case that needs to sit that long. It sounds like it's
It might not, Judge.
percolating quite a bit. We need to get back in court.
I could move something, I could do January 3rd. I've got something in, if I can show up at 10, I've got a 9 o'clock in Huntington
Why don't we
Mansion.
come, you're gonna be here next Friday, and they're gonna be.
Oh, I'm here, yeah, I'm here,
They're gonna be in court Tuesday?
yes.
Why don't we come back then?
Oh, we could do, I didn't know you want to come back that soon, but I'm here.
Yeah.
13th.
Maybe we'll have a better handle on where things are going. All right, continue for 1 week to December 13th for pre-trial. 10
Come
o'clock.
back next Friday, talk to you about all that stuff. Got you. Write that down. Next Friday, Friday the 13th. Yeah, Friday, 13th, 10 o'clock.
State of Ohio versus Leslie.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Southern, case number CRA 23708.
Mr. Smith's case. Preliminary hearing.
May I, Your Honor?
Yes.
He sent me pictures. I asked him what the water can. Yeah, I've already got the pictures. I can print them for you. Wait a minute.
I'm sorry, Jim, we're talking about the last. It looks like a good report. She's back home, which is a good sign. She's
doing outpatient.
And that's going well? Okay. Continue with that for a while, anyway. That January 17th.
Yes, Judge, that'd be fine. Thank you.
January 17th, be your next hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Keep up what you're doing.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
State of Ohio versus Jeremy A. McMillan, case number TRC 22769, A, B, and C, TRC 202410, A, B, and C, TRC 22769, A, B, and C.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes. Mr. McMillan is here on the day of Judge Ferguson's retirement.
This afternoon.
They just tried to call me a minute ago. I got a court date over here Tuesday.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I don't know if they're moving it around over or not.
All right, you working now
Yes, sir.
for Bethesda, or where are you working?
Jeff Balling Excavation.
What are you doing with them?
It's odds and ends.
Your Honor, if I may, he turned in 52 hours of community service today too, so it hasn't been recorded.
All right, that's good.
Got another 24 that's coming from them cleanups too. You
It
said
may have already been recorded. He did the cleanups, Your Honor, for the double days. It should have already been recorded, but I haven't looked.
All right. Well, the main thing is stay clean and sober, and you're building up trust with your family, so it sounds like that's going better.
They answer the phone calls.
Okay, well, that's progress, right?
That's it.
Takes time. All right? Takes time to build up trust.
Sure.
Okay, well, good job. Just keep following.
Oh, yeah.
January 17th?
Yes, sir.
All right, next hearing, January 17th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls Scott D. Taylor, case number TRC 241941.
Your Honor, I have the case recall.
Judge, it's my understanding that he's going to ask you to terminate my services.
Mr. Taylor,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
what are you requesting?
I'm sorry.
Are you requesting the court for something?
I got recalled, and that's what they said coming in here. Yeah, I'd just like to change attorneys.
Well, you
He's
can
yelling
hire
at me on the
an
phone.
attorney. You don't get to pick a court-appointed attorney.
Interrupting.
Yeah, I gave you a free attorney paid by the state. It's not free, the state pays for it. But you can't come in and want to change. You want to hire a lawyer on your own? Sounds
Well-
like you talked to one in Columbus.
No, I called the Bureau of Motor Vehicles. They told me that my license were already suspended till 2026, September 15th of 2026. They said the court could amend it or they could modify it. And I'm taking the Lawrence County Transit 3 days in a row in this cold to get groceries and stuff. My brother died in June. He was 66.
Okay,
And we have nobody else.
I don't need to hear this.
I know, I'm sorry.
Don't
The
interrupt.
case is set for trial December 30th.
Okay, so where does that stand on my attorney? Do I have to hire one, or?
If you want somebody other than Mr. Morford, you have to hire them.
Okay, I thought before when I raised the question.
Sir, that's it. I've ruled.
Okay, I'm
Go.
sorry, Judge Campbell.
Sir, are you going to hire another attorney?
Looks like I guess I'll have to.
Mr. Morford, you can have that discussion out in the law.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry,
Thank you.
Judge.
State of Ohio recalls Kimberly McCann, case number CRA 24720.
All right, it's a good screen. Well, the state needs to make a decision. I mean, we were gonna let her go to treatment, and she's got a felony. I mean, you can take this to the grand jury if you want.
I hadn't seen the report, but I'm assuming that that wasn't good.
Well, we sent her for an assessment. It comes back saying, now, she had screened at one time on November the 8th, she screened for methamphetamine and amphetamine. Then when she went to screening at assessment at OVP, she basically told them she doesn't use anymore, and they said she doesn't qualify for treatment because of that. So then we did a screen today, and she was negative. It's a felony theft. Yeah. It looks like it is a Walmart. Is it Walmart?
It is, Your Honor, and
But it's over $1,000.
the allegation is that she was an accomplice with Mr., I believe Hargis is his name, and that he was the primary. Well, what happened was she went out and got the car. That's what's alleged, and then he ran out of the store with stuff. So she's pretty heavily involved in that. He went to the grand jury, and that was based partially on, I believe, the fact that there were other things involved in his history. But yeah, I had made notes concerning this that we would consider doing that, but we would also consider that if she was successful in treatment, that we would still want some jail time, even if it was a misdemeanor. So I don't know what crisis has come to today that might cause us to go ahead and decide to take it to the grand jury, but it certainly has not escaped me that that's a possibility.
What kind of jail time are you talking about? she would read the plea to him and, then he'll take it to the grand jury.
I was going to recommend 6 months and actually have her serve about 2 weeks.
Well, okay.
Want to take a break and talk?
Yes, please, Judge. Recall.
I mean, November the 8th, she was positive for methamphetamine, yeah. Far out. All right, the case will be recalled after counsel and defendant discuss the case.
State of Ohio versus Brian A. Massey, case number CRA 23765.
Mr. Tyler Smith's case set for preliminary hearing. Is it ODP?
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes. Okay, it's a very good report, and he's going to be just doing monthly sessions now, so maybe it's time to, well, how long have we been at this?
Almost a year.
I think almost something.
Almost a year,
Yeah.
yeah. So maybe it's time to resolve this.
The defense would be in favor of that, Your Honor.
I'm sorry?
I said the defense would be in favor of resolving it.
Okay. Let's see what Mr. Field thinks.
If that's the consensus with everyone else, then we don't oppose that today.
Okay, are you going to do a dismissal, or are you going to?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, good job. You worked at it for a year, but I hope you know, and I think you do, that you got to continue to work at your recovery. You can't just say, okay, it's over, I'm going to go back to the way it used to be, because you're going to be right back in the same place. But you've done what the court wanted you to do as far as getting clean. I assume you have some knowledge about what you need to do now. I would encourage you to continue on with OVP on a monthly basis, which is what they set up for you. So, but as of now, your case is dismissed.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus Derek A. Chapman, case number TRC 241275, A and B.
Mr. Stratton's case,
It's going well?
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
It's going good?
Yep.
Thanks.
There's always a little bit of a hiccup sometimes, Your Honor, I think, but he's still going, still participating. I think that's the most important thing, so.
Mr. Hill?
As long as it doesn't turn into a pattern, we're okay with him continuing if the agency is keeping him.
Sounds like they are.
Yes.
When was that? This Wednesday?
What's your results on 11/24? That was the end of November, but they just readjusted the treatment. They said you don't qualify for any other treatment right now except for outpatient.
January 3rd?
Yes.
Sentencing for January 3rd.
No, this is yours.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, just continue in progress.
Thank you.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Buford Jones, case number TRD 202767, TRD 201795, and TRD 2016.
Okay, I have Mr. Steyer as your attorney. Have you talked with Mr. Steyer? Anybody heard from Mr. Steyer today?
He's in Columbus today, Judge.
Okay. And looks like you've still got some community service to do.
Yes.
And perhaps, I think you have a bond up now, is that right? You have a bond? Okay. Let's get a commitment for community service. When can you come out and do something?
Well, I'm doing community service right now for felony court. I've been doing them. I got like, I had 400 hours. I got like 112 left down there. Maybe if I could, if I'm working down there at the courthouse, would you all let me do hours there for you too, down there?
Do you live in Ironton? Or?
No, I live in Crown City.
Oh, so you'd have to drive past here to get to Ironton to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll wait then until we'll set you out another month or so, have you come back. Can you pay anything on your fines?
Yeah, 25.
All right, got you down for that. Are you working now?
No.
Okay. January 10th.
January.
Sentencing will be your next hearing. See the clerk and make your payment.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Lily Howard, case number TRC 21-15-13, A, B, and C. Lily Howard.
Are you making a payment today?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
How much?
I'm making $40 payment.
Okay.
If I really need a week and I can make my whole 50, I'm working for a lady making $10 an hour. Just, you know, when she can use me as an old lady that needs help. So if you can give me a week, I can give you 50.
We'll take the 40 today and we'll just go out another month. When can you have the $50 payment? What day of the month?
Well, I normally send it on the 1st, but my electric bill was high, so I had to pay it, and it took extra. What'd you say, sir?
I haven't set a date yet. I'm
Oh.
going to set it for the 6th, your next one. See the clerk make it.
When is it?
January 6th, so 1 month.
I thought it was coming every 2 months. January 6th, at what time, 10?
Your last hearing was November 4th.
Oh, okay.
January the 6th.
At
See the clerk to make your payment.
10 a.m.?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Christy L. Meese, case number CRB 22-207, A and B.
Sentencing due to bond being out, and not much has happened on this case. You got community service and fines and cost of tax. You got anything to pay toward your fines?
Yeah, 25.
Okay, what about community service? When can you do that?
I have to take these steroids for 5 days, and then after that, I'll be able to.
Okay, so you're gonna be out here in 5 days, 6 days?
6 days.
Okay, I'm expecting some community service for your next hearing. January 6th will be your next hearing for sentencing, 10 o'clock.
Thank you.
You're welcome. See the clerk to make the payment.
State of Ohio versus Jacob Thompson. Case number CRV 24740.
And he was gonna talk with OVP.
He did, yes, he did.
Yeah, so we got him scheduled with the Ashland office for anger management counseling.
Okay. January 17th?
I'm here, Judge, thank you.
January 17th will be your next hearing. Expect a good report from OVP then about what you've been doing with council.
Okay. January 17th at 10 a.m.
Yes, sir.
Make sure you keep that appointment, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, when was Alicia Feld's next hearing?
State of Ohio recalls Kimberly McCann, case number CRA 24720.
Mr. Morgan's case.
Yeah, I better.
Judge, if you would, I'd like to request a short continuance. We don't have the video yet from Walmart, and before she entertains a plea to that, she wants to see the video.
You could just nolly it to the grand jury. I'm happy for you to send cases down to Ironton.
Understand.
They need business down there.
Well,
They need to feel neglected.
they tell me we need more business. You know?
They need to come up. I don't think Mr. Anderson said that after the day he was here and the whole courtroom was packed.
Oh, I'm not even sure it's Mr. Anderson saying it. It's not really
He doesn't
him.
come very often, but
No.
when he was here, he got a good snootful.
He actually mentioned that to me. Yeah, we can do that. Knowledge of the grand jury.
All right, case knowledge of the grand jury.
Okay, I'll be in touch when we get next step. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Monica Gibbs, case number CRA 24439.
Mr. Morgan's case.
Judge, I believe she's going to ask you to entertain a change of plea.
The state's going to amend then to a misdemeanor theft offense.
Yes, Your Honor.
To that, she would enter a plea of guilty, Judge.
Is that correct, Ms. Gibbs?
Yes.
What are we gonna change it to, an M1?
Just change it to M1. It'll be the same offense, just
Okay.
mark it M1. She has an OR, so there's no reason not to just go ahead and sentence her now. Is there anything you want to tell me, Ms. Gibbs?
Oh, I know I'm not going back to Walmart to steal nothing. No.
Smart decision. I mean, you shouldn't steal from
Anywhere,
anybody,
right,
but
yes.
especially from Walmart, unless you want to get caught.
No, I don't even like Walmart no more. So I'm staying away from Walmart, but I did complete my program. I did do that. So, yeah, doing okay. Other than my health, I'm good.
Well, they're recommending that you continue with some sort of treatment.
Outpatient treatment, yes.
So-
I go to meetings and all that, like, yeah. But yeah, that is part of my plan to go home too. Well, when I finish the program.
Where are you going to go?
I'm going to live with my brother until I find my own apartment
Where's that?
in West Virginia. That's where I'm from.
All right. And he's okay with that?
Yes.
Okay, I'll impose a $100 fine, court costs, 30 days in jail suspended on the condition that you continue with outpatient treatment, do 30 hours community service, and stay out of all Walmart stores.
That's fine with me.
And I'll set a review hearing for you in February. February the 10th.
Okay.
That's at 9 o'clock.
So she'll need, at 9 o'clock, she'll need to speak to Mr. Major before she leaves.
Who's Mr. Major?
Out here until 11.
Okay.
Or he
He's
may
actually
be on
out
the
in
door.
the lobby right now.
He may be at the door.
Okay. Thank you.
White shirt and
You're
again.
welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls Gary Kazee, case number CRA 24776.
Your Honor, I believe the prosecutor sent us a text message on.
Oh, okay. Check.
So he came from, he was at a mental hospital in Indiana.
Yes, sir.
And nobody would take him, so they called you, said A. And then I guess he's been a problem ever since. He went out and got him. He's been a problem since.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Your Honor, what is that case number?
It is 24776.
What was, so there was something.
So Children's Services actually has control over the child now, is that correct?
They probably have temporary custody is what I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think they've, in that text message, really answers the question, but I'm assuming that they want a protection order. He's fine with it.
Why don't we do this, I would, why don't we do a protection order subject to Children's Services? If they grant him permission, or if they want him to be involved with the child at some point, I don't want to stand in the way of that, but let's run it through Children's Services.
That sounds good.
And then, I think we'd already set December 23rd, is that still a date you want to keep?
Yeah, that's perfect, Your Honor.
Okay.
December 23rd.
So if you want to see your son, or you have a caseworker at Children's Services that you've been dealing with?
Trey, somebody, he's coming from like the first day I got him because it's like, like every state he goes in, he
Trey Young, I'm told is his name. So I think you should just get in touch with him and say, look, the court says you're in control of how I see my son. I want to help. I mean, I'm assuming this is your attitude. I want to help my son out. If you think me seeing him or talking with him or whatever, you make your decision and I'm going to abide by that.
kind of scared of him because of the.
Well, you can tell him that too. I'm kind of scared of my son, so I understand it's a difficult
He
situation.
lies and that's dangerous, you know.
Your Honor, this is felony 4, so we waive any time restraints, putting it on the
Just keep it
23rd.
here.
And just keep it here. I think there's some special circumstances here, so.
All right. December 23rd will be the next interview.
All right.
I need your signature, sir.
Oh, yeah, hold on 1 second.
State of Ohio versus Don Rice, the third, case number CRB 24639. State of Ohio versus Don A. Rice, the third.
And we have, so. Yeah. This is Victoria Ford. Victoria, who's set for trial today, and then there's also a Melinda Rice who's in the hospital. Oh, you're released yesterday.
So all those two, are they going to trial?
I wanted to discuss that.
Yeah, let's call those cases up.
State of Ohio versus Victoria Ford, case number CRB 24667. And State of Ohio versus Melinda K. Rice, case number CRB 24666.
So, Your Honor, Mr. Rice is at work in Tennessee at the moment. He's to be back on the 22nd. I just asked this to be continued to the 23rd, and I don't know what the state's going to do with the other 2 cases.
Before we address these other cases, what's the state's position on Donald Rice?
Well, I mean, today's the trial. And
No, not on Mr. Rice.
It's a pre-trial.
Oh, it is? Oh, okay. All right.
So he has a bond though.
The reason that, okay, so, yeah, we expected that he ought to be here even if it's a pretrial. I was hoping maybe that Cameron Smith was here.
Yes.
I want to talk to Cameron Smith. This is two different events that happened on the same day and appear to be a continuation of a day-long, some sort of a dispute between these people that I don't know what their family relationship is, but apparently there's some family relationship, and it looked like a real mess. Deputies had to go there twice that day. And the first time they went was when it ended up with Ms. Hord and Ms. Rice being charged with disorderly conduct, but there's different witnesses that say that different things happen. I don't know whether there could have been assault charges filed, but as far as those two go, if they were willing, if they said we're not going to have any more problems, we'd probably agree to dismiss those charges. I don't know how each of them feels about it.
We don't talk now. We haven't had contact since it happened.
Well, what the state's saying, as I understand it, for Ms. Ford and Ms. Rice, he's willing to dismiss both cases if you are okay with that. If you want a trial, you're going to have a trial.
They could be dismissed.
All right, so both Victoria Ford and Linda Rice, that's 24666, 24667, are dismissed by the state.
And Your Honor, I asked that Mr. Rice's case be set for the 23rd. That's the day, he'll be back on the 22nd, so.
Can Cameron speak?
Well, he's got my address, we just need to get it on here.
But that's the thing, he's in Atlanta. No, I know, but during the 23rd, he's going to Atlanta.
Well, what's the state's position on that? Mr. Rice did not appear today and did not get that cleared with the court. Now he's asking for continuance. What's the state's position? He has a bond, surety bond posted with the court.
Well, I've spoken with Cameron Smith, who's the alleged victim in that matter, and that was the situation that I felt like, we really can prove that case. We know what happened there. There's video and things, people talking and whatnot. But in speaking with Cameron, it's his uncle. Mr. Rice is his uncle, is that right? And they don't live together, but Cameron lives with his grandfather, right? Okay, so, and he says he doesn't have to have contact with him. What I'd like to do is a 90-day continuance on that and make sure there's not going to be any more problems before we dismiss the charges.
That's fine, Your Honor.
Okay, so rather than continue it, we'll just set it out 90 days. That's what you're agreeing to, both sides?
Yes.
If there's no further problems and the costs are paid, it'll be dismissed at that point?
That's what we'd be asking for you.
Okay, so we're looking at March 7th?
Does he need to appear if costs are paid, Your Honor?
No. March 7th, 25, be dismissed then if there's been no further problems and the costs are paid.
Yes, Your Honor.
And no appearance required. Okay, that takes care of all the cases.
Thank you, Your Honor.
24639 is March 7th.
State of Ohio recalls Brian Marksberry at the Lawrence County Jail, case number CRB 24590, CRB 24695, CRA 24362. I've been trying to call them, it's been busy. I don't know if they can hear me or not.
All right, this is Attorney Tyler Smith's case. Is there anything else we can do here? Okay.
I will tell you, this one needs to be he's not on there. I did talk with him. I believe he's been to Amended Reads before and successfully completed the program. I don't know if that's an option to send him there to keep this.
There's nobody here from Amended Reads?
I don't believe there is. But I know they've dealt with him before.
State of Ohio recalls Evan Gilliam here to court, case number CRB 24655.
Mr. Stratt,
Yes, Your Honor.
this is the case where he has a bond up and set for a pretrial.
Yeah, Your Honor.
I think
Yeah.
Mr. Sauer got in touch with him.
We just need to set this for trial, Your Honor. See what day he wants to do it. Probably set it on the 6th, maybe.
Mr. Gill?
That's fine.
Let's see what that looks like.
We just set one on the 6th, Your Honor, so I don't know if you want to set another one that day or set it a different day.
What's likely that this is going to go?
Yeah. Just for us.
Strong?
Strong, yes.
Okay, well, let's go to a date. How about the 13th?
Yeah, 13th will work.
Okay. Cancel the warrant.
It's at 12. Okay.
Cancel the bond forfeiture hearing December 16th. And I'll text Mr. Sauer so he doesn't throw you in the back of his car and take you to jail for the weekend. That's what he does.
Yeah, it is what he does. Yeah, that's what he does.
So you need to keep track of your hearing dates.
Well, yeah, sorry about that, Your Honor, but we've got it now, so.
Well, you can always check. You have access to a smartphone. Everybody has a smartphone.
Yes. What happened was I called.
You don't need to explain. I'm just explaining to you. Check your hearing date on the court's website. You can check your hearing dates when you're supposed to be here.
Yes,
There's no excuse for not being here.
Yes, sir.
Okay, next hearing is going to be a trial, and we'll set it for January 13th at noon. Now, which case is going to be tried that day? We got a bunch of files. Are all of them, or what are we trying on the 13th?
We'll try it all.
Everything?
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll do everything.
All right, noon, January 13th, next hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio recalls Ryan Marksberry to Lawrence County Jail, moving forward all day.
Okay, the last guy only has one case. I was looking at another file. I said, he has a bunch of cases.
I only had menacing written down, but
That's all he has.
I try not to question the court.
I got Marksberry confused.
I think you said something to change.
There's Mr. Marksberry, he's appearing by teleconference, he's on his phone now. Mr. Smith's in the courtroom. How do you want to proceed?
Your Honor, I've talked with Mr. Marksberry. I don't know if
He's muted.
yeah, it looks like he's muted.
Mr. Marksberry?
Yes.
Okay, so make sure you can hear. I'm letting the court know and the prosecutor know that you're interested in returning to treatment. If you've previously attended admitted reads and successfully completed the program before. However, there's no court liaison here from admitted reads to properly assess you. I don't know if that's something we can reach out to them, though. It's you've been in since Tuesday. We may have to reschedule and come back Monday. Hopefully we can get him assessed before then.
What's the state's position?
This has a long history, and I know that we've been through the victim of this. There was a cross-filing the last thing after Ms. Haka, but this started with a felony domestic violence charge, and we had talked about working with him as a misdemeanor if things went well, and then it's just compounded past that, and we still have this felony. Now, this is not, just because the last charge is a cross-filing doesn't make them all a cross-filing, as far as we're concerned. We had discussed and considered the idea of allowing Mr. Marksberry to plead guilty to a misdemeanor on the felony charge. We would reduce it, but at this point, if he wants to go back to treatment, as far as we're concerned, there's got to be some action taken on this. And so if he were to plead to misdemeanor on 24 CRA 362, and then the court, we would be agreeable to either delaying sentencing and letting go to treatment or going ahead and sentencing him. And then leave the other things. Actually, 24 CRB 590 also, I think if you pled to that as well, we would just kind of consider those merged. If he, that would be our...
That's a felony, so you'd reduce it to misdemeanor.
The 590, let's see. 590 is a misdemeanor.
CRB, which one was the felony?
362 is the felony, Your Honor.
Yeah, so we'd reduce it, and then we'd also ask him to plead on the 590 case, which is an M2, and we would delay sentencing and let him go back to treatment. That would be our agreement or our recommendation. If you wanted to do that, we would agree to recommend sending him back to treatment.
Do you want
Yeah, probably.
to talk to him now or go back?
Yeah, Mr. Marksberry, did you hear the proposal by the prosecutor?
Yes, I did.
It's taking the felony off the table if you were to plead to amended misdemeanor. You plead to both the misdemeanors and then delay sentencing, but part of the sentencing is for you to go into treatment, complete treatment, and then that would probably, I'm not going to say what the state's going to do, but I have a feeling that they would probably suspend any jail commitment at that point and then go on from there as far as sentencing is concerned.
Okay.
Is that something you want to do, or?
Yeah, if I can complete a treatment program and,
Yeah.
and as long as there's, I guess no other adverse reaction.
Yeah, that'll be up to you, okay? That's, you plead today, and you have to toe the line from here on out, whatever treatment.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely want to turn the page.
Okay.
Take care of some things. That's even what this case that I talked about the other day, that as time apart, we actually had time to think about things.
Okay. So you're going to have to change your plea to guilty on the amended charge, the felony charge be amended to a misdemeanor, and then the other misdemeanor charge, I believe it's an M2, if I recall.
That's right.
And so you have to plead guilty to both of those, and then we'll just delay sentencing.
Okay.
All right. All right, well, I'm going to delay sentencing till Monday because we don't have, right, if amended read says no, we won't take it.
I understand. We'll have to find another place.
So let's do this.
Is OVP actually in there anywhere?
They've already left, Your Honor.
Brandon's here.
Oh, Brandon's still there? Oh, yes, he is.
I mean, it's just, if somebody else wants to assess, I just mentioned that Reed, because he's been there before.
And actually, that's not a real bad idea, because I'm actually still in some anger management counseling with OVP also, so that might be a positive thing also.
We can do the assessment, is he actively using substances?
He's been in jail since last Tuesday. I don't.
He's been in treatment.
before that.
Yeah, but he was just doing anger management with us. He wasn't in there for substance use. That's why I'm asking.
He was getting substance use.
At hometown.
At hometown?
Yes.
Yeah, with ODP, Brad Cohen Act.
But all I'm asking is he actively using?
He was whenever I placed him in custody and when he went in hometown, he was actively using, yes.
Okay, yeah, I can have them to do his assessment to see if he qualifies.
Okay, I'll do an order provisionally allowing him to be released to OVP if they accept him. If not, let's put him on the docket for Monday either way. He'll either be in the custody of OVP as released for treatment or still in the jail because they wouldn't accept him.
That's fine.
And you're here Monday?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, he's back on the docket for this Monday, the 9th, and we'll firm everything up and I'll do the sentencing again.
All right. And just for the record, he is pleading guilty to
misdemeanors.
Misdemeanors, the
Yes.
two of them, on both cases. All right. Thank you, Ron.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls Belinda Fuller at the Lawrence County Jail. Case number CRB 24624, CRB 21753.
Wonderful, great, wonderful.
Stratton's case.
Your Honor, Hope Source will not take her back.
That is
Mr. Major contacted
Mended Reeds.
and they will take her Monday.
Yes, they can get her Monday, Mended Reed's good, which is probably a better place for her due to some mental issues anyway.
And we probably, what about an ankle monitor?
We have 3 available that I know of, Your Honor, so Monday probably won't be a problem to get one put on.
Okay, do we want to just put her back on the docket for Monday then?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's fine, Your Honor, just.
Do you need case number? Okay, Belinda Fuller, 24624, 21753. So I'm going to put her on the docket for Monday with the idea that she's going to go to Mended Reeds with an ankle monitor.
Yes, Your Honor. I won't be here Monday, but if
You're agreeing?
Yeah, I agree with that.
And is it my understanding then that she is entering a guilty plea on the resisting?
Yes, yes, she is. We've done that, yes.
So we're actually set for a sentencing
Yes,
on Monday. Since you're not going to be here, I may just delay it further, but at least we'll monitor to make sure she gets from the jail to Mended Reeds on that day.
Yes, Your Honor.
And an ankle monitor.
And Your Honor, I also left another case on for Monday. That's Tawny, I left her on for Monday. It's just a check. Rainy Tawny.
Okay,
Yeah.
She's
So,
at TTC.
yes, exactly. So I just left her on.
TCC.
Yeah. All right, thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio recalls Leslie A. Hammond at the Lawrence County Jail, case number CRB 24777.
May we
Andrew
approach,
Smith is on deck.
may we approach you on?
Yes. Put on the doctor Monday, see how. All right, I'm going to, Ms. Hammond is apparently having some sort of episode. So I'm going to suggest she be evaluated for emergency mental health hospitalization. The jail can do that.
I can't do this anymore.
And I'm going to put her on the docket. She can't be released under the circumstances she's in. December the 9th will be her next hearing for a pretrial. No, that's up to you. I think they observed enough, the evaluation, have it done.
State of Ohio recalls Amber Smith at the Lawrence County Jail, case number CRA 24773, CRB 22430.
I signed it.
Where, what?
Driving privileges.
Oh, yeah, I can do that. I can do that.
Amber Smith?
Yes, Judge. She's been assessed, accepted for treatment of OVP.
Is this Amber?
No, no, sir. That's Alicia. Amber's on the, yeah.
All right, we're doing an assessment for her over time for OVP.
Yeah,
Yes.
she has been accepted. We do not have a bed available today, but hopefully tomorrow.
She's agreeable, Your Honor.
Mr. Hill?
That's okay with us.
Okay, I'll do an order that she can be released to OVP on a $2,000 OR bond if they win and they're able to take her.
She won't.
And that's for inpatient
Yes.
treatment. Before we refer to QRT, do we want to see how things go for a little bit, or?
Your Honor,
Judge.
I spoke with her again. She's not going to be doing QRT.
Okay, so that's off the table.
Judge, she spoke with her right when I was talking with her.
Okay.
Your Honor, maybe a GPS monitor might be a good idea.
Okay.
That can't happen on the weekend.
Yeah, it's gonna happen Monday, right?
Yep, they'll have to happen Monday.
Well, she did fail to appear before.
I just had a whisper in my ear that that might be a good thing, so.
Well, let's just put her back on the docket. Are you here Monday?
Yes, Judge.
December the 9th. So it's filling up. They told me before, Monday wasn't too bad. But we fought a lot of cases over to Monday.
Judge, that never happened.
All right, we'll deal with Ms. Smith on Monday and look to get her into treatment with a GPS monitor that day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, that's all we have in the jail. I see another lady that's not sitting back.
Alicia fell, she was 18 with grief.
Okay.
That's the one I got from Mr. Stratton. Yes. We continue, we're having assessment. Yeah, I'll take it.
I don't have another spot.
Good luck.
What's her name?
Alicia Fell, F-E-L-L.
I have a court date set already.
She already has a new court date.
Yeah, I believe you've already given her a new court date, Your Honor.
Okay.
We
You just
just-
have to make arrangements.
We wanted to make sure she qualified. We kind of got the cart before the horse, but we can keep that date. She did qualify. And I'm here that day.
She said she gave.
Is that
Okay, so she is gonna go to OVP.
Yes, sir.
And it's gonna be outpatient.
Yes.
So she's coming back in a week to make sure. Because one of the things I was concerned about, just from the affidavit, was that she might be inpatient. So I'm gonna give her a chance. to
Thank
do
you. Thank you very
outpatient. You
much.
agreed with that, right?
Yes, sir, thank you so much for that chance.
And if you fail, you agree you're gonna go to inpatient.
I understand.
Okay.
Yes.
See you in a week.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, court's adjourned.
Yes, and it's in the office, yeah. Melinda leaves at noon, so I will call you Monday. She'll
Have a
get
good
you.
week, Your Honor.
You too.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Mr.
Welcome to you. I know.
I think we went that way.
Did I sign one? Yeah, till Friday. Okay.
Oh, boy.
Day but a day. wrong with what happened with Rob? His truck broke down. Couldn't make it. Which may be an excuse that, hey, I want to get some sleep before I start my midnight tonight. I don't know that for sure, but. This is what I needed to figure out. So, I'm just appreciative that he's coming as much as he is. Yeah. We definitely need to help.
I'll take these out.
This one has another here, but I've got it.
Well, okay, I'm gonna give it to.
Because I think open.
Need this. Now, this is.
Well, you know what, it's gonna come back on Monday, so I'm just gonna hold it until we can do an entry then.
On Monday.
On Monday, because, they can't do anything from Monday.
So I guess I'll give a copy of this to Butch, and then it just, he's doing.
This is fault.
It is. Today, it probably is.
It is your fault.
That needs to go to the judge.
Always your fault.
I'm gonna make sure that this case is not,
Let me see if I have other Anders Spears.
this was at the pre-trial, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good, just saying that she can get it.
Okay. Thank you. Do we still charge her for this?
No, okay, so it's not, just that tree permit, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, my gosh, okay.
At last.